Alright, picture this. You're hanging out with a girl and everything feels good, but there's this unspoken thing in the air. You can't put your finger on it, but you're wondering, could she like me? Or am I just imagining things? Here's the twist, though. What if she's feeling the exact same way about you? What if she really likes you, but is holding back because she thinks you're not interested? Crazy, right? This happens so often, and the truth is, understanding the signs can be a total game changer. These are the keys to turning that silent confusion into a real connection. If you've ever been caught in this kind of limbo, you're in the right place. Because today we're breaking it all down and talking about the subtle ways a girl shows she likes you, but doesn't think you feel the same. Trust me, you don't want to overlook these signs. Knowing them could mean the difference between missing an incredible opportunity or finally making a move you'll never regret. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll be able to spot these signals with confidence. And who knows? This could change everything. 1. She mentions other guys just to see how you'll react. When a girl likes you but doesn't think you're interested, she's not going to confess her feelings outright. Instead, she'll test the waters in subtle, emotionally intelligent ways. One of the most common? She'll casually bring up other guys showing interest in her. Now, at first, this might sound like she's trying to let you down easy, or that she's already moved on, but pause for a second. This is actually one of the oldest tricks in the book. If she's talking about another guy texting her, flirting with her, or asking her out, she's watching you closely while she says it. Why? Because she wants to see how you'll respond. Will you get jealous? Will you shut down? Or will you step up and finally show her how you feel? She's not doing this to brag or hurt your feelings, she's trying to spark a little fire in you. A girl who doesn't care about your reaction won't go out of her way to mention who's in her DMs. But if she's emotionally invested, she's hoping you'll realize, wait a second, I don't want to lose her to someone else. So if she's dropping names or talking about other guys making moves, don't be quick to assume it's over. It might actually be her way of holding up a little sign that says, hey, you still have a shot, but are you going to take it? Be brave. That moment might be your invitation to finally make your move. 2. Her eyes say what her mouth won't. You're in a group, chatting with friends, maybe even just sitting across from her at a table. You glance over, and you catch her looking at you. But before your eyes fully meet, she looks away quickly, like it never even happened. That fleeting glance might seem insignificant, but don't be fooled. When a girl likes you but thinks you're not interested, she won't hold your gaze for long. She's nervous. She's scared of being obvious and possibly rejected. So instead of locking eyes like in the movies, she opts for these shy, stolen moments. Her glances are cautious, like she's checking to see if you're looking back with the same kind of affection. And if you aren't, she plays it off, pretends it never happened, maybe even changes the topic or distracts herself with her phone. The truth is, eye contact is one of the most intimate ways someone can express interest, especially when words fall short. That quick eye contact followed by a soft smile or sudden shyness, that's her quietly saying, I like you, but I don't think you like me back. So the next time you catch her staring, don't brush it off. Smile. Hold that gaze for just a second longer, because to her, that tiny moment could mean everything. 3. Her body says come closer, even if her words don't. Body language often reveals what we're too afraid to say, and when a girl likes you but thinks you're not on the same page, her actions become a delicate balancing act between attraction and self-protection. She won't flirt loudly or make any bold moves, but you'll notice the little things, like how her body naturally leans in when you speak, or how she always seems to position herself nearby, even in crowded places. Her arms aren't crossed, her posture is relaxed, she faces you directly, all signs of openness and trust. But here's the twist. She stops just short of anything too obvious. No flirty touches, no overly playful teasing. Why? Because she doesn't want to risk embarrassing herself if you don't feel the same way. She's walking the tightrope of, I hope he notices me, without falling into, I'm too forward. It's all incredibly sweet when you think about it. She's giving you space while still inviting you in. Her body is quietly saying, I like being near you. I want you to notice me. But she's not going to make that first move unless she's sure she won't be rejected. So, if you sense this warmth in her presence, how she turns toward you, keeps her body open, maybe even mirrors your movements, that's not random. That's her silently waiting for you to say, "Hey, I feel it too." Or she's liking, watching, but never overdoing it online. In today's world, a girl's interest can be spotted not just in person, but in the quiet corners of your digital life. If she likes you but thinks you're not interested, you might notice her popping up consistently on your social media, just not in an over-the-top way. She likes your photos, maybe she comments here and there, something casual, clever, nothing too bold. She watches your stories, maybe even right after you post them. But she's careful not to come off as clingy or obvious. No spam liking your old photos or sending flirty DMs. She's present, but reserved. What's happening here is a gentle dance. She wants to stay in your orbit, to remind you that she's around and paying attention, but she doesn't want to scare you off, especially if she's convinced you're not seeing her in that way. Social media becomes her safe space to stay close without the risk of rejection. So she leaves subtle digital footprints, likes, views, the occasional reply. Each one is her quiet way of saying, "I care. Do you?" If you notice this steady, low-key pattern, take it seriously. She's not doing this with everyone. She's hoping you'll see her, maybe even message her, or better yet, ask her to hang out. That quiet presence on your feed? It's more meaningful than you think. 5. She's always there for you but never takes the lead. This might be the most heartwarming and telling sign of all. When a girl likes you but doesn't think the feelings are mutual, she becomes incredibly available, but always stops short of taking the lead. You text her, she replies quickly, maybe even instantly. You ask her to hang out, she says yes more often than not. She's there when you need someone, whether it's for a coffee, a venting session, or just to hang out and chill. But here's the interesting part. She never initiates. She's not texting you first, not asking you out, not suggesting plans. Why? Because she's trying so hard not to seem clingy or desperate. Deep down, she probably thinks you're just being nice. Or maybe you're not into her like that, so she holds back, even when every part of her wants to lean in. Her consistent presence, her willingness to make time for you, these are all love wrapped in patience. She's silently rooting for you, hoping you'll see that she's been there all along, but she's too afraid to risk putting herself out there first. So, don't overlook the girl who always says yes, but never asks you to hang out. That's not indifference, it's quiet courage. She's giving you space to lead while keeping her heart open, just in case you finally realize she's been into you this whole time. 6. She bonds with your crew, not just you. When a girl likes you, but isn't quite sure where you stand, she might start charming your friends. Not in a flirty way, but in a thoughtful, friendly, let me fit into your world kind of way. She'll talk to your buddies at gatherings, ask them little questions about you, or even follow them on social media. It's subtle, but intentional. She's not doing it to get closer to them. She's doing it to get closer to you. She wants to understand you better, your humor, your interests, the kind of people you trust. She's gently weaving herself into the fabric of your life, so the idea of her being around more often starts to feel natural. It's a move that says, "Hey, I want to be someone important in your world." And here's the catch. She's careful not to be too obvious. She won't cling to you in public or hog your attention. Instead, she floats in the background, just enough to be noticed, but never in an overbearing way. She's trying to gain your inner circle's approval without making it look like she's auditioning for girlfriend status. So, if you catch her laughing with your best friend, remembering small details from a previous convo, or being genuinely interested in your friend group's vibe, take note. She's not just being nice. She's making herself a part of your life because, truth be told, she wants to be. And maybe, just maybe, she's hoping that one day soon, you'll start seeing her not just as one of the group, but as the one you've been missing. 7. She digs into your love life without making it weird. If she starts asking about your relationship status, but it's always wrapped in lighthearted banter, don't brush it off as random curiosity. This is her doing emotional reconnaissance, trying to figure out if your heart is open without making her own feelings vulnerable. She'll say things like, "So, do you go for blondes or brunettes?" Or, "Are you seeing anyone serious right now?" with a playful smile and a tone that says, "I'm just teasing." But she's not just teasing. She's carefully fishing for clues, trying to piece together your emotional availability while still guarding her own heart. What makes this move so clever is the balance she strikes. She doesn't want to come off like she's prying. She wants to keep things breezy, to keep you comfortable, because deep down, she's afraid of rejection. The idea that you might say something like, "Yeah, I'm really into someone else right now," would sting more than she's willing to admit. So, if she's asking about your love life, even in a casual way, it means you've been on her mind. She's trying to see if there's a safe path forward without risking too much. And if you want to meet her halfway, ask her the same questions, but with a little curiosity of your own. See how quickly her playful tone softens, because at the end of the day, she's hoping your answer will give her permission to take things one step further, and maybe even start imagining a you and her instead of just you. 8. She brings up romance, but only in theory. You ever notice how your conversations with her sometimes take a romantic turn, but never directly about you two? She might ask, "What would your perfect date look like?" Or, "How do you know when someone's more than just a crush?" These aren't just random questions, these are her little thought experiments, cleverly disguised as casual convo. She's laying the groundwork, testing the waters, trying to read your romantic temperature without jumping into the deep end herself. This is her way of keeping things light, but meaningful. She's dropping breadcrumbs, hoping you'll follow the trail and realize she's not just making idle chat. She's giving you the opportunity to open up, to share your ideas about love, dating, and the one. And while it might all seem hypothetical, make no mistake, she's picturing you while you talk. She's imagining what it would be like to go on that dream date with you. But here's why she frames it in this safe way. Because she's scared that if she asks too directly and you don't feel the same way, she'll end up embarrassed, or worse, distanced from you. That's why everything is couched in what-ifs and maybes. She's feeling things out without risking her heart completely. So, the next time she brings up romance in a philosophical, open-ended way, don't just treat it like small talk. See it for what it is. Her way of inviting you to connect, to go a little deeper. If you're feeling the same vibe, meet her in that moment. Share a real answer. Let her know she's not just talking into the void. She's talking to someone who might feel the same way. 9. She gets quiet when you mention other girls. Picture this. You're casually talking about another woman, maybe a coworker, a friend, or even just someone you find attractive, and her energy suddenly dips. She's still smiling, still engaging, but something's different. The spark dims, the enthusiasm cools. That's no accident. She's feeling something. A quiet inner pang of disappointment. She might quickly change the subject, or respond with a polite nod and a subtle shift in mood. She's not going to come right out and say, "Wait, I thought maybe we had a thing," because in her mind, you haven't shown her any clear signs you feel the same way. This reaction is one of the clearest signs she's into you but assumes you're not. Hearing you talk about other girls hits different for her. She's wondering, does he even see me that way? And trying not to let it show. She won't throw a jealous fit or confront you. That's not her style. Instead, she'll internalize it, tuck that little sting away, and probably distance herself just a bit to protect her heart. But underneath that composed exterior, she's quietly hoping that one day, the girl you're talking about will be her. So if you notice her energy drop every time you talk about another woman, take it as a sign. She wishes it was her name you were saying instead. If you feel the same way about her, this is your cue. Stop talking about other girls and start giving her the attention she's been hoping for all along. Recognizing the subtle signs that a girl likes you but thinks you're not interested can be the key to unlocking a deeper connection. Pay attention to her actions, her energy, and the way she responds to you. It's often the little things that speak the loudest. If you suspect she has feelings for you, don't hesitate to show her that she has your attention too. A simple act of reassurance could be all it takes to turn her quiet hopes into a shared love story. Don't miss the chance.